What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Retro Ground Podcast. Today we have another banger video, and in front of me we have my buddy here who's a vendor, a special guest. He's a father, he's a husband, he's been in the vending game for several years, so you are definitely not getting a rookie here. A content creator, a streamer, and he also has his own podcast. The man has done over 15 different shows and counting. Everyone, let's welcome my boy Jose. Yo, welcome to the podcast, man. Introduce yourself, bro, and let us know the name of your business.
All right, man. Well, I go by, obviously my real name's Jose, but I go by PokeJ, and the business name is J&K Collectibles. Yeah, I mean, pretty much we go, when did we meet each other? Like maybe a year ago now?
Yeah, a year.
Like a little.
At the 101 Night Market.
Yeah, at the 101 Night Market.
Shout out to the Night Market, bro.
Shout out to the 101, bro.
Killing it, bro.
Yes, sir. But
Killing it.
Yeah.
You were, what caught your attention when we first met, bro?
So, I think I told you when I first introduced myself to you, we did LA Card Fest. And I remember walking around, and what caught my eye was, at the time, you had some shirts that were Team Rocket hanging off of, I don't know, a rack or something. And that caught my eye. And then, like, maybe fast forward a couple weeks later, my girl tells me that there's a night market right across the street from our house. I was like, what the heck? Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
So we went, and the first thing I saw was your inflatable Pikachu. And then my eyes went straight to your booth. And from afar, I saw the exact same shirt I saw at LA Card Fest. So I think that's when I went up to you and I was like, hey, by any chance, did you vent at LA Card Fest? And then you were like, yeah. And I was like, how do you know? And I was like, I was vending there too. I remember your shirt. And that's kind of how we met. Which, funny enough, that day, I think this is when you were first doing your podcasting with vendors. You had asked me, do you want to come?
That's right.
Yeah.
That is true, bro. Because I was doing seasons, you know?
Yeah.
I was doing, I had just finished video game resellers. And I was jumping on to TCG vendors, and I didn't really know that many TCG vendors, and I just started asking around, you know, and funny enough, I didn't know the TCG game was big, but then people started hitting me up. Yeah, like I had a handful of vendors like, hey, I want to be on your pod. I didn't really know there was that many vendors. I was new to the card world, so yeah, you know. And then fast forward, bro, now we're doing the night market, you know. Catch us every Friday, summer nights, man. Every single Friday at the 101 Night Market, man.
And bad nights, guys.
But I had to bring my buddy here, JK Collectibles, because, you know, you have over 15 shows under your belt.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And considering your knowledge, your experience, all that comes with it, you know what we're here to talk about, bro.
Yes, sir.
As a marketing coordinator, man, for Card World, dude, we have to talk about it, bro.
Okay.
So I just want your input as far as what we can do to make Card World perhaps one of the best card shows, rising, latest, hottest, and greatest. What would be your first impression, or what would be your first piece of advice, seeing what you have seen now? Yeah, as we're starting.
So, I think because I'm also like big into marketing myself, at least like when I market myself at card shows. Yeah, I think the first thing that catches my attention is like, obviously, like the banner, the look of the show, like how does it look like when you're advertising it? Like, does it look attracting? Does it too much AI? Does it look like original art? So that's kind of like one of the things I first look at is like the artwork, the logo, the name. Does it sound cool? Does it sound lit?
Out of 1 through 10, what do you think Card World sounds?
Well, I'm not trying to be biased, but it sounds like a 10 to me, honestly.
Like a 10?
Solid 10, yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, it sounds really good.
We had different ones. I had a couple, man.
I think you wanted like something like, I think it was like something with society, like high end, like.
No. I had a top class. Yeah, top class card show.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
Not society now. I never.
No, it was like
that reminds me too much of like punk bands, like Social Distortion.
I think the name had to do something. It sounded like rich, like something rich, like
high class card show.
There you go.
High class card show. Yes, yeah, that was the first one. I don't know. It was good, but I don't know, man. It's too long. It's a mouthful. Yeah, you know, I want something to the point. Bro.
Yeah, and Card World is straight to the point. Yeah, and I like it because, like, again, as a TCG vendor myself, like when you look at shows that you want to try, whether they're new or they're been ongoing, you want to look at the names. Like, does the name sound like an actual card show, or does it sound like an expo, or does it sound like a like something else, like that, you know. And Card World like sounds to me like a trading card show, like a TCG show. You know what I mean? So
we figured, we went through several names.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the things was like, if a little kid can say it, then I feel like everyone's able to remember it. They're gonna, like, who doesn't remember Card World, right?
100%.
And it's like, we were trying to do, like, you know, kind of came inspirational from Toy Story Pizza Planet. You know, Pizza Planet is just a planet. Pizza Planet, right? So going back to, you know, your experience, what are your top 3 favorite all-time card shows that you vended at, bro?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Sorry guys, like I'm not trying to like sound like I picking favorites or anything like that, but I feel like my top 3 has to
Number
be
1,
West Coast Card Show.
Okay, we'll start right there. West Coast Card Show. Why is West Coast Card Show your favorite show?
So West Coast Card Show is one of my favorite shows because when I first started vending, I want to say like 2-3 years now, back then, my goal was to reach a big show. And at the time, West Coast Card Show was called the Burbank Card Show. And from my knowledge at the time, there were only a show that happens once or twice a year. So me being brand new to the vending world, that was like my goal, to get into a big show like that, because, you know, start off somewhere small and then have the money and inventory to do a big show like West Coast. That to me felt like a goal. So I want to say West Coast Card Show because we checked that off the goal list. And
did you know that there was other bigger card shows out there?
So aside from that, I did know there was Collecticon. Collecticon back then was in Long Beach. Now it's in LA. I did do that one time, and that's funny enough. Now that you said that, now that we bring that up, actually, I had a friend back then when I used to be a Whatnot streamer who invited me. Like, he said, "Hey, I got a table at, you know, Collecticon in Long Beach. Are you down to come help me?" And I said, "Yeah." So I went, and ever since I did that show right there was the show where, like, it made me fall in love with vending. Like, it was the first time I've ever experienced something where, from nonstop talking to customers, you know, getting their opinions on this and that, selling this, trading this, buying this, etc. Like, that was probably like TMI, but that was like first show that I've never went to the restroom. I forgot what to eat. I forgot to drink water because I was just so locked in. And that's when I kind of had this realization where I was like, damn, like, this could be for me. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, nothing of this, you know, the time went by super fast. I was like, oh shoot, I think this might be my calling or something. And I tried it out.
What was your first impression when you did it, when you did the show?
When I did
like
the
show, first thing that came to your mind, like, oh snaps, like, so was it the branding? Was it the location? Was it the parking? What was it that stood out to you?
For West Coast or Collecticon?
For West Coast.
So for West Coast, what stood out for me was because when I was coming up as a vendor, everybody around me would always talk about West Coast or Burbank Card Show this, Burbank Card Show that. It's the biggest show. You should do it. You should definitely. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that as my goal. Like, if I can reach this, I think I want to say I made it in the vending space, because it is a pricey show. It's not cheap. For the average Joe who just started. So that, honestly, like, the way they what do you call it? The way they advertised it was basically like showing like all these like top creators and content creators in the space, like, you know, doing like little clips. Like, you know how some shows do like little montages of the show and like clips of the sales, transactions, and pictures of people buying, selling, whatever. That kind of got my eye because I'm big into social media. And when people in the vending space were recommending me to do that show, first thing I did was like look up their IG, look up the videos, the posts, like all the vibe, and the vibe checked for me. So I was like, oh, this does look like a really good show. And then I signed up, and here we are now.
Oh, wow. And your second favorite show?
My second favorite show, I'm going to have to say Front Row Card Show.
Pasadena
and Vegas, because I also did Vegas before. The reason why I chose that one as my second favorite, which kind of ties up with first place, but I'm just going to say second, is because they were actually the first show I actually vended at. This was like way before like the hype in the vending space. Like, if you think it's hard to find tables now for shows that book like in advance, or like, dude, back then it was so easy to find tables at that show. That was like my very first show. I think I paid like $220 for the table. It was for 2 days. at Pasadena.
220, like 110 a day. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did that, and I started with just my sealed collection, everything I pulled starting from Sword and Shield era.
Yeah.
Till I want to say like around Darkness Ablaze, which is like in the middle of that era. And that's what I started with, just that, like all that. But I would say that Front Row was like one of the the first show I did, and the reason why I did that show was because they're from Vegas.
Yeah.
And
they're originally from Vegas?
They're from Vegas, yes.
Oh, wow.
They're originally from Vegas. I have a couple buddies that live out there, and they recommended me this show. They're like, hey, like, this show's like making noise out here. You should definitely check it out. And when I saw that they were coming to California, and Pasadena is only like a 35-minute drive from where I live, I was like, why not? Let's test this out. Yeah. And then honestly, it's just been history from there, and I've been there ever since. Like, I've not missed one.
And what drew you to want to vend at Front Row? Was it because your buddy was telling you, hey, they're making noise?
Yes, it was because of that. Mainly because I was at that point of my life, I was in this like, should I do it? Should I not? Like, I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared, a little timid, obviously because I've never vended by myself. Yeah. So I was like, should I do this? Should I not? And then at the end, I said, you know what, man, let's just do it. Leap of faith. Did it, and I never regretted it, honestly.
What about your third favorite top
My
show?
third favorite, just for the sake to give some love to Vegas, because we're talking about it, I'm going to say Genesis Card Show. Genesis Card Show is one of my favorite shows in Las Vegas because I've been eyeing them from their first show, which was they did it at a Boys and Girls Club out there. And then from there, they just kept expanding and expanding and expanding. And to me, that shows to me that this show is good, because any good show, when you start somewhere small and then you see them slowly expand to a bigger location, and then a bigger location and a bigger location, you know damn well they're doing something right.
That's true.
So I respect that. I saw that from the get-go, from the first show, and then as soon as I saw them expand from a Boys and Girls Club to an actual location inside a hotel, I was like, I'm jumping in, and been loving it ever since.
Got it. So your recommendation was saying, because we're starting, we're doing Card World in a small venue, your recommendation would be to, at some point, outgrow that and get a bigger venue, get a bigger place, and keep on moving forward, 100%, right? 100%. And what was the one thing that Genesis Card Show drew you into wanting to vend with them?
So, like I said in the beginning, I'm big with marketing. Yeah. And what the owner of Genesis did was he was very good at marketing the show. I'm talking about like doing reels. I'm talking about shouting out the location, even being at the location, even though it's empty, and just making a video that, hey, we're going to be here at this time, at this date of this year. First couple of people get free stuff. We're going to run free giveaways.
So what you would recommend is like, hey, man, make some videos and talk about the show. Get people to get into the place wherever we decide to host and make reels and just push it.
100%. Again, like, we live in an era where social media runs the world right now. And I think that's something that any person that wants to start a show or even become a vendor, use and abuse social media, because that's the only way you're going to get people's attention. Yeah. Specifically in an area where we're at, San Fernando Valley, where we don't really have any major shows at all. Yeah. And I hope, and I'm sure it will, Card World will become something solidified here in the valley.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to aim for, that, and being the marketing coordinator, just trying to pick brains, and why wouldn't I pick yours? You know, you have a lot of experience, a lot. You're knowledgeable when it comes to cards, to comping, you comp them quick, So I figured why not ask, JK Collectibles. And one question that we forgot to ask you at the beginning was like, how did the name JK Collectibles come about for your business?
So J and K Collectibles. So
it's J and K, or you prefer JK?
J and K.
Yeah. The only reason J and K.
Yeah, J and K. So it's a funny story. A while back, I have a buddy that lives in, like, I want to say, like, in Indiana. And he was helping me out come up with a name for an LLC and stuff like that. And because I don't know if I wanted to stick with PokeJ as the business name, especially during a time where, like, supposedly Pokemon is attacking vendors or content creators for having the word Poke in their name, or having like a Pokemon in their logo. and they send out like cease and desist letters to everybody. So I was like, do I really want to risk? Because again, social media, right? The more you push yourself out there, the bigger you get, the more you get attention of bigger corporations like Pokemon. So do I want to risk my future business to get a cease and desist, and then, you know, the business just goes downhill from there? Or should I just come up with something original? And during the time my girl was pregnant with our first kid, so I was like, what would be a good name? I mean, I already go as Pokey J. Let's remove the word Pokey and just keep J. And then when my daughter was born, I was like, well, we named her Korra from the Legend of Korra. And I was like, why don't we put the K in there and just put J and K and then add the word collectibles? Because when it comes to business and marketing and stuff like that, you don't want to name yourself after something that only stands for what you're going to be selling. So, for example, if I were to name myself like J&K TCG, that means I'm limiting myself to just TCG. But if you name yourself Collectibles, now you kind of expanded that. Now it doesn't just have to be TCG. It could be Funko Pops. It can be posters. It can be plushies. It can be binders. Everything. Everything that
action figures.
Toys. Everything. Everything. Supplies. Everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I came up with J&K Collectibles. I wanted my daughter to be incorporated into the business because, again, as fathers, you know, we want to make something for our kids. You know what I mean? So if my daughter grows up to like this, then great. She keeps it, you know, and she continues it if she wants. And if she doesn't, it's okay as well. But I want to prep it for the future as well, because I always think about the future. So that's how the name J&K Collectibles came out. J stands for me, K stands for my daughter, and then Collectibles. And then
just the business.
And there's the business. And then the logo, my daughter was turned into an anime character, and then she's the logo. Yeah.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. So J is for Jose and K is for Korra.
Correct.
It's J and K. But do you have a son?
I have a son now.
Are you going to incorporate something?
So that's funny because a lot of people have asked me that. A lot of my loyal customers, when they tell me like, hey, I know you have a son now. Like, are you going to put his name in there? How are you going to incorporate your son?
And what's his name?
His name is Aizen. So that name actually comes from an anime called Bleach. If you know, you know. But how was I going to incorporate him? I was thinking for a minute when he was born, should I redo the name? Like, should I call it something with just their names on there and not mine? Like, kind of remove the J and maybe put A and K, since his letter starts first in the alphabet. It doesn't sound bad, A and K Collectibles. But I already kind of like build the business and the brand. So I was like, I don't think I should change the name yet. I think I should just leave it as is. Yeah. But you did mention that I have a podcast in the beginning. So that's where I brought my son into it. So we can talk about that later. But yeah.
Oh, nice, man. That's awesome, dude. So what would you say would be a good piece of advice that you can probably say for a card show that is on the rise to incorporate? What would be what would you want as a first impression for a card show, bro?
For a card show, first impressions, I would probably...
Definitely no AI, bro. There's no AI.
No AI. I mean, the AI is getting overplayed. Like, it's so oversaturated. It just... To me, like...
You know what's corny? Sorry, bro. You know what's corny, dude? Videos, bro. That are AI. Oh, my... Bro, it's just so corny, dude. I'm like, come on, man. Like, this probably... And my bad, dude. I meant to cut you off, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. For me, it just kind of goes to this. You have thousands of dollars in slabs. Pay a local artist, my dude. $100, $200, bro.
100%.
Pay them, dude.
100%.
Build you something. I'm sure you paid somebody for JK, right?
I did.
That is not AI. I can tell right away.
I paid. I actually hired an artist on this app called Fiverr. So let me put you guys on some game. If you want to actually pay a local artist or an actual artist to make you a logo, go on Fiverr, guys. It's not that hard. Literally go on Fiverr, go on the search bar, put, you know, trading card logo or whatever business you want to do, and just hire somebody, man. The AI stuff, overplayed.
Stop it already,
I mean, it's just kind of like, dude. It's just overplayed, man. Like, you go to a card show and it's just like all the banners and everything's just AI. Like, bro, like, be original.
Yeah.
Like you said, you have like thousands of dollars worth of product. Why can't you spend like $50, $100 to have an original logo made for you? Like, why?
Or support a local artist, bro.
Exactly.
Just like, you know, like support local vendors, support a local artist, bro. Find an artist, bro. Hey, man, there's a lot of artists out there, bro. 100%. And that's the one thing, you know, that I was like, look, with Card World, bro, there's nothing AI, bro. We're going to be creative. We're going to think outside the box, bro. 100%. We're going to do it old school. We're going to, you know, just take it to the next level, man.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, bro, those AI flyers, oh my God, they're so cheesy.
And then they're so corny because sometimes people don't even recognize that the AI is like messed up. Like, they'll think that. Don't get me wrong, guys. The art looks cool, but like you be original, because sometimes somebody will make an AI, either a flyer or a logo of their whatever of their business, and if you'll see like the finger is missing a finger, or like where's the arm? Like what is that? Like is that a tail? Is that an arm? Like come on, guys. Like
bro. No, I completely 100%. And look, quick, I get it. If you want something quick, you don't have the time, throw it up there. We got last minute, perfect, right? But dude, plan ahead of time, man. Like 100%. Plan something cool, bro. You know, plan like a video, bro. Especially those like I've seen videos where people do like I don't know, bro. Anyways, what would you say a pro and con was for West Coast Card Show, bro? What was the pros and cons of West Coast Card Show when you first started vending?
So the pros for that show is, at least from what I noticed, is if you do a show as big as that, people recognize that. So like the regular, like, you know, the day-and-day event buyers that come to shows, they'll look at who's being, you know, promoted to be at that show. And I feel like it helps a lot in like,
so not everyone gets promoted.
Well, everybody gets promoted at the show, but I mean more in the sense of like, at the time when I first started doing that show, it felt more like they were helping me put my name more out there, because there's such a big show that when they promote who's going to be at the show, you get a bunch of new followers because of the people that follow that show already. I saw it as another business move. Like if I do this big show, that means more eyes are going to be on me. So I was like, I think that's a good pro to have. Con wise, obviously I was still a new vendor, so like, you know, paying off rip whatever they charged at the time. It was obviously super expensive for a vendor of my caliber. Like I obviously don't have that much money on me, and you know, we all have budgets like starting as a vendor. So it was more of a risk for me. So I feel like that was kind of the con. I took a risk. And, you know, it paid off obviously, because otherwise I would have not been doing that show anymore. But, you know, pros and cons, I feel like the pros is that you will get known because that show's so big. Cons is obviously if you're an upcoming vendor and you're still trying to grow your, you know, your inventory and you're on a budget, you know, it's tough to do shows like that. But all I recommend is be confident in yourself and be confident in your skills of being a vendor and like talking to people, and just do it.
Got it. And then what about the pros and cons as far as the host, as far as the marketing, as far as the branding, as far as, you know, parking? I mean, just everything. What were the pros and cons for that show?
So I do like that when they do shows, they do conventions like the Ontario Convention Center, the Anaheim Convention Center. So they choose perfect locations that have a lot of parking. So parking is never an issue. Also, they choose big locations, obviously. So like, you know, the space in there is just like humongous, dude. It just feels like it never ends. Like you always get like customers coming up to your table and tell you like, man, I just started this row. Like I still got like all these rows to go through. So it's a good thing that that show specifically is a 4-day show. Everybody gets, you know, the time to go through everything.
How many vendors normally?
From when they first started, I believe it was like 700. Now they're like at 1,000 plus vendors. Like it's insane. They're just getting bigger and bigger. Another thing is, again, I like when a show has a host that's always on the mic talking about like giveaways. Like we're gonna run the next giveaway. I hope everybody's having a good time. Like I think a good pro is a host when the show's about to start. They get on the mic and they, you know, thank every vendor that's there. Remind them to let's have some fun. Let's make some good deals. Let's make some memories. You know, make sure you're being nice and you're being cool with your deals. Don't be like, you know, super overpriced and stuff like that. I think when a host does that in the beginning of the show before people come in, I think that kind of helps and boosts the morale, you know, to make everybody be like, all right,
it encourages people, right?
Yeah, it's go time. Like, let's get the show ready.
Bro. That's actually good, bro.
Yeah,
Encourage people like, hey man, let's have a good show. Let's have a good crowd. Let's treat our customers good. Have good customer service. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so
it's definitely good.
That's like a pro that they have. Again, their marketing is like phenomenal. I like how they market their shows every time on Instagram. I'm sure they have other platforms that they market at.
Yeah.
And then I think cons in the beginning, this was before an era of getting robbed and stuff. Obviously, a lot of, you know, before everybody didn't really have security or police walking around. But that would be another like con, I guess, that was bad back in the day. But now a pro is that they have police walking around. There's cops walking around the show all day, every day, circling the booth. They're not just in one spot. They're actually circling it.
Nice,
so that's kind of like the pros and cons of the show. Like,
what about Front Row? What was the pros and cons of Front Row?
So Front Row, because they were a brand new show in the beginning when I first started, that was probably their biggest pro, because I feel like they started with a bang. Like, they didn't just start in a small like location.
Yeah.
They just said, you know what? Let's get a convention. Let's just get a convention.
Insane.
Let's just start right off rip. And it worked. It paid off, because I think it took I want to say 4 to 5 shows before it became super impossible to get a table there. So they did the right thing. They took the risk, and they paid off. And I like it because, like I said, the pros, they choose a convention, very spacious. There's parking everywhere, and there's no problem with issues with parking.
Do they charge to get in?
They do charge, but they don't charge a lot. They charge around $10 to $15
to get in.
It's very cheap. Very
What about
affordable.
West Coast Card Show?
West Coast, I believe, depending. I know they have like different tiers. They have like a 4-day badge. They have a VIP. They have like a 2-day, 1-day. I think the cheapest, if I can remember correctly, is probably like around in the 30s, like 20 to 40s for 1 day. I know maybe like a 4-day pass is like in the hundreds, and then VIP a little extra. But I know that if you get VIP, they give you goodie bags and stuff like that, like free stuff basically.
Yeah. What about the food?
The food, because these are conventions that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Food wise,
generic?
It's already generic. Whatever the venues sell, hamburgers, chicken nuggets, you know, chicken strips, chips, candy, soda. You know,
I know Pasadena has the chicken tenders, all the burgers,
the salads, like chips, soda, water.
Yeah. What about your third one with the pros and cons, bro?
So
Genesis.
So Genesis, the pros and cons for that show. Honestly, I can't really think of any like bad cons there, besides like the recent one, the parking. The parking situation was probably something that.
When was this? Recently,
yeah. Okay. So. They had a show at the.
You were right. You were. When were you there? Last weekend, right?
This last weekend, yeah. Okay. I literally just came back this week from there.
Nice.
They did it at the Tuscany, and I guess they didn't think that there was going to be that many people showing up to the show.
What would you say? How many people showed up? How many people?
Man,
easily.
I want to say. Honestly, I can't count, but I'll tell you this much: people were waiting 30 to an hour to find parking in 120-degree weather, bro.
Oh yeah.
So
Vegas is bad.
That's how you know the show was popping, that people were still willing to wait 30 to an hour to find parking just to get into the show.
Dude, that's insane, bro.
That goes back to the whole parking and stuff like that. Finding a good location where there's good parking. Yeah. I don't know if they accounted for that show. I didn't get to speak with the owner.
They move it around.
Got
it. So it wasn't their prime location.
It wasn't their prime location. They're like that makes trying sense. Out like different. But it's because he's growing. So like he
has to continue to I get it.
So like they started at the at the Boys and Girls Club. They ended up at the
Did you do the Boys and Girls Club when they first started?
I didn't, but I have friends that live out there and they did it. And they all kept telling me, do it, bro, do it. And so I just kept an eye on their IG, they're promoting. They did a couple shows at that Boys and Girls Club. And then when I saw that they were moving into the Golden Coast, which is right across the street from the Rio Hotel, which is funny enough, that's where Front Row does their Vegas show, at the Rio. So right across the street from the Rio, the Golden Coast, they were hosting their first big show. So I was like, all right, let's do it now. Let's jump the gun. Let's go do it. And I did, and I don't regret it. And then again, The reason why they jumped to the Tuscany was because the Tuscany had more space. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Get this, their next show, they're hosting it at the World Trade Center in Las Vegas.
No way.
700 plus vendors.
Oh my word! How many vendors do they have right now?
Right now, it was probably like around 300.
700.
So 300 to the 700 jump, dude.
Double. That's insane,
yeah.
bro. What do they charge? Their table prices?
Table prices, not that expensive, honestly. I believe I paid like $225
for 2 days.
Kind of similar to front row, the prices.
So like
for a 2-day show,
like $112.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah,
$112.50. Wow,
yeah,
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, literally kind of like around the same price as front row.
Yeah. What about West Coast Card Show? What was your price for that?
So West Coast, because they're a 4-day show. It's
right?
a 4-day show. It's usually a Thursday to a Sunday.
Yeah.
They charge depending on the location.
Mm-hmm.
I usually tend to pick locations where I can afford, which is the lowest was like $600 for 4 days, which comes out to like $150. $150 a day. So it's a little different from the other ones, but I still recommend it because it's a really big show.
Yeah. And front row? What
front
do you
row,
pay for front row?
Front row is like, in the beginning was like $220, I believe. Now it's like $250, $260 a table.
For 2 days?
For 2 days.
That's not bad. Still like $125.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But literally, it's kind of hard to get in, right? I heard.
Super hard to get in now. Very, very difficult. Like, I'm talking about if they do a show, like I think front row, when I did Pasadena, they were at like 700 vendors or 500 vendors.
Oh my word.
They all get their tables for the next show.
How do you do that?
So they
register.
Pre-book. You pre-book. They let the vendors that are already there pre-book for the next show. And then obviously because of how popular front row is becoming, there's no vendor that says, I don't want to rebook. They all rebook. All of them.
So it's nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible.
Oh my word.
The only way you're going to be able to get a table at front row now is you have to be there super early. I'm talking about lining up to get a table there super early, because the only way you're going to be able to get a table there is if somebody shows up late. Because if you show up an hour late as a vendor there, you're out.
Oh yeah,
100%. Everything's like they're very like prompt with their stuff, strict with their stuff. Yes, if you arrive late, you lose your table.
And they get someone else.
And they get someone else that's waiting outside since like 4 or 5 in the morning.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my word.
First come, first serve.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Let's talk prices, man.
Mm-hmm.
As these card shows that you see, and you've been around to so many, what's the most you paid for a card show, bro? A table.
The most I paid for a show or a table for 1 day is $300.
$300.
That's for the LA card show.
Where was that? That the LA?
That
Dodger
was
Stadium?
at my first show was at the LA Dodger Stadium. $300.
$300.
$300.
Yeah. What's a fair starting a show? What would you say is fair?
So
pay?
It'll depend on the location. Like, are we talking about like a small local show? Are we talking about a big scale show?
Let's say medium. Let's go from scale. Let's go small.
So if we're doing like a small local show, I'm gonna say somewhere around the $50 to $80 range is a good startup price for a table. And we're talking medium tier, like a local Anaheim or Ontario or OC or whatever, like shows out there. I feel like 80 to like 150 is not bad for 1 day. And we're talking super big shows, then obviously I would say anything within like the 200 to like the 400 range is probably like a good price. I know Collecticon charges like I think 300 to 400 a table, but unfortunately they have a scalping problem where vendors sell their tables for $1,000.
Oh my word, that's crazy.
Like I hit up a couple people that posted like, hey, we got a Collecticon table for LA, and the cheapest I found was $800
for 1 day.
For 2 day.
Oh,
that's $400.
Yeah,
that's $400 a day.
I mean, is the foot traffic good?
The foot traffic is good, but again, this falls on the kind of inventory you're bringing. If you're like those people that have like a bunch of inventory, then yes, it's worth it. But if you're like myself, where you're not like super like heavy inventory, I don't think $800 can justify your inventory. Like, yes, you can sell one expensive slab, but the chances of you actually selling that slab, what are they? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
You know?
So your recommendation, let's just say, you know, considering we're talking about the car show, Card World, what would you recommend? Like staying at 85? Well, that's what we're starting at, 85.
I mean, I think 85 is a good start, honestly. I don't think that's bad. That's a
Fair
decent,
price?
fair price, honestly. Yeah.
And as we scale up, because we're thinking, you know, as we scale up, I'm not a vendor like that. You probably know more than me. Local shows, I think they charge 100, 120, 125.
Yeah.
I think even 150. You know, and we're trying to keep it to where it's affordable. Bro.
Yeah.
To where it's affordable for vendors,
Yeah.
for a novice, for an expert. You know, we just want to keep it very, very affordable for everyone, man. So, you have more experience in this. If you were to launch a card show, what would your starting rate would be? Like, does it depend on location? Does it depend? What are the factors?
So I am gonna say it depends on the location. It depends on like the parking situation. Obviously, there's a lot of things that people don't really know when you start a card show. There's a lot of factors in the back end that a lot of people don't know. Security, you know, cleaning deposits, you know, like paperwork that you need to open up of starting up a show. You know, how much is the venue charging you? Like, you know, you got to get tables and chairs, tablecloths. You got to get security now, especially now that there's a big increase of robberies. You have to have security at all times inside the show.
Yeah.
Before the show, like watching the parking lot for the vendors going in. So I feel like starting off 85 to $100 is not a bad thing because, again, there's a lot of factors that play in the background that people don't really see. And, you know, just kind of make it a little fair for people. Obviously, you're brand new, so you kind of want to make it somewhat affordable so that people can be like, all right, you know, this is not bad. I'll try it out. Yeah.
What would leave a good impression for somebody to be like, man, I want to do that card show, bro?
Honestly, like I said, flyers, the name, the advertisement, you know, maybe even saying like when you do like a video of advertising the show, be at the location, make it look, you know, whatever. If it's empty, you know, take a video and be like, in a couple of weeks, months, or whatever, this place is going to turn into a big show. It's going to be different, whatever. You know, maybe throw in the video that you're going to throw a giveaway. First 150, 30 people, whatever, get a free pack or something like that.
Yeah.
And also let the people know that there will be security on site for vendor safety and for the people's safety.
Of course.
I think that would definitely be like a green flag for vendors that want to apply to be at that show.
100%. And let me ask you something. We didn't touch on this, and this is just kind of came, you know, just the top of my head. When getting vendors, should any car show, I shouldn't say but should any car show filter out good vendors from bad vendors, or should just let them all in?
That's a tough question because
there is horrible vendors.
There are horrible vendors and there are good vendors, and you can't really tell a lot of the times. I mean, it all comes down to like what the community says about them. You know, I always say do your due diligence, check them out, look at their Instagrams, look at their social media. Are they popping? Do they look like they're popping? Do they have any negativity in their comments? You know, a lot of vendors now make a post on their IG where they have people post and comment the reviews of them. So that can be another factor. Looking at the people that they follow, maybe you have mutuals. Hit up those mutuals and be like, hey, what do you think about so and so? You think they're a good vendor? Like, do they complain? Are they bad? Like, how's their work ethic? Because again, you don't want to fill up the show with vendors that are just gonna be like this.
Bro, I can't, dude.
You know what I mean?
That's so annoying.
Like,
dude.
imagine filling up a brand new show, and then all the vendors are just like this on their phone.
Yeah, bro. Now you need people that are happy, that are out there.
You need people that are talking. They're saying hi to every single person. You know,
welcoming.
100%.
Friendly.
100%.
Smile on their face,
100%,
bro.
100%.
You can't just have a bunch of people who are upset and bitter at life.
100%.
And that sucks, you know. I mean, I get it. We all go through that, you know.
Yeah.
That's just definitely, you know. I was just kind of thinking, you know, as a marketing coordinator, what to do, you know, in situations like that. But I mean, it's kind of tough to tell, right?
It is tough to tell, but the only thing that I would recommend is if they have mutuals, I would hit up those mutuals and just be like, hey, like, how do you see these guys? Are they like active? Are they on their phone? Like, how are they, like, you know? And if you get, you know, positive feedback, then there you go. Let them in, you know what I mean? 100%. But again, you're gonna have those stragglers that are gonna slide in anyways. So at the end of the day, it's hard to do it and hard to like figure out what are the good vendors and what are the bad vendors.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody deserves a chance. At the end of the day, you know, if they're the ones that are like hitting you up right away, like, hey, we want to sign up. I feel like the people who ask for it are the ones that want to grind for it, not the people that are waiting to get a random DM like, hey, we see you're a vendor. Would you like to be at our show? Nah, I think people who hit you up, do the work to go and look for you. I think those are the vendors that deserve to be at shows. Yeah. The ones that are actually willing to do the work for it. Yeah. Not just kind of wait there and be like, oh, I got DM'd by a show. Should I do it? Yeah. Nah, man. Like, go out there. Like,
put in the work, man. Put in the work. Dude. Yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. 100%. And what about parking, bro? Parking with these shows that you've done. Obviously, we talked about Genesis, but how's West Coast Card Show parking?
I mean, they do convention centers, so you can never go wrong with convention centers. Usually, they have like tremendous, huge parking spaces. Yeah. You know, even if one fills, there's one across the street. So you can never go wrong with convention centers.
And then front row, we know front row, bro.
Front row, like specifically Pasadena, they have the garage underneath. Yeah, they have a garage. They have a parking structure on the left side of it, on the right side, across the street. Yeah. You can never go wrong with parking space there.
You can never go wrong, bro. Yeah, parking. I think parking is a big factor too. 100%. Is it expensive though now?
Is it expensive? I mean,
Genesis Card Show is expensive. Parking is expensive.
I think for Genesis, every time I go, it's always been free.
Oh yeah,
it's always been free.
Wow. Because for vendors or for customers?
For everybody, vendors, customers, because
that's why that says a lot about 120.
You know, locations that the parking's already free. Ooh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing for like some local shows that I know, like the regionals. They choose a hotel where the parking structure is free.
That's smart.
You know what I mean? So I always think if I have a show, parking has to be free. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're already going to go spend money.
You're already going to spend money.
Right?
You're already going to go spend money. Maybe your budget's $20, $30. Parking's 15, 25 here in LA, bro. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So finding locations where the parking's in there, or maybe even getting like, I know that LA Card Fest, shout out to LA Card Fest.
Yeah.
I know that when they do some shows, some parkings do charge, but they have vouchers.
Oh, that's right.
They give you a discount.
Yeah.
Even that goes a long way.
It does. 100%, man. So going back, you know, to Card World, bro, you know, what would you say? What would you want your first impression to be as a vendor if you were to come and vend and says, hey man, this is what I would recommend for you guys to do for this card show moving forward, or just as you guys are starting?
So I'll say this. If I ask to be at that show, this is what I'm looking at. Is the parking free? Is there going to be security? Is this show being properly, properly promoted? Is there like, is the owner of the show announcing who's already going to be there, checking out what vendors are already being there? Like, who are these vendors? Are they big guys? Are they normal people? Like, you know, because a lot of vendors have popularity. Some, you know, it's part of the game, having popularity as a vendor. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the parking. I'm looking at security. I'm looking at promotion. I'm looking at how they're bringing in the customers, the community in. Are they doing free giveaways? Are they giving like some sort of like
incentive?
To make people come to the show. Is the show free for the people? You know, is the parking free for the people? Like, I'm looking at all that. So just taking like all that into consideration as you start off the show, that's probably what I'd be looking at as a vendor myself, and even as a customer. If I show up as a customer, like, am I going to get charged for parking? Am I going to feel safe there? Is there going to be security? Because what if I have stuff to sell? Some people come with like thousands of dollars worth of product. You know, they want to feel safe. Or the security there, you know?
That's true.
Also, like some local car shows, they have like food vendors. What kind of food is going to be out there? Like, should I eat before I go? What kind of food do they have? Stuff like that. That's kind of how I see it, honestly.
Yeah, that plays an important role if you have food vendors, right? You don't want to have... You want to have something bomb. You want to have... You know, like I said, if you incorporate vendors being popular, get some food vendors that are popular 100%. Too, man, right? Like, you want something that's going to be good, you know, and that's going to bring and attract people and just want to, you know, people. I think people go spend money, bro, when you go
100%. And honestly, bro, this is going to be in the San Fernando Valley. We have the best food out here. Yeah. Best food. Best food vendors. Like, take advantage of that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, bro. So here's a you know, you mentioned these things, and you know, is there anything that stands out to you, to like something that is different and unique from any of these card shows you've ever done? Something you're like, huh, that's different. I've never seen that before, or what they stand for, or what they do stands like a sore thumb. You're like, that's interesting.
Actually, yes. So one thing that one thing that stood out for me,
Yeah,
when I did a show, is the host being very generous with the vendors and actually being one-on-one. Because there are a lot of shows where you go and you do the show and the host never comes by the table and says thank you or shows appreciation for being here. How was everything? Did you enjoy it? Did you make money? Like, how was your experience here? When you have a host like that, it just makes it feel more like at home. You feel more appreciated. You don't feel like you're just there and you're like, no one cares about you. Like,
you feel acknowledged.
Yes, you feel acknowledged. So I think, you know, starting the show, going one by one to every vendor, you know, saying good morning, how you doing? Do you need anything? Maybe even I've done one show one time where I went up to my table and they had a water bottle and a goodie bag of snacks. Bro, that goes a long way, because as vendors, we're running late, babysitters, am I forgetting stuff? I'm super late. There's traffic, bro. Like, you don't even got time to eat. And just showing up to a show and you're at your table and you're already super late and you see a water bottle and a bag of snacks, bro. Chef's kiss. Honestly. Honestly.
Hey, yeah, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with that,
Can't
man.
go wrong with a little water, right?
A little
snack, a little bag of
I'm telling you,
puffs.
that right there,
You're
honestly, that's another incentive for vendors. Like, as a promoter or whatever, you're doing a show, like, dude, that's gonna make vendors want to come back because they feel appreciated, they feel welcome, they feel like they're wanted there. There's a lot of shows that they'll just do a show,
and they'll never greet you. You'll never even know who even runs the show. You don't even know who
runs the show.
Yeah,
you just there.
I feel that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I completely agree with you. So, and that's actually a good piece of advice, because you want to go to every vendor like, hey man, is there anything you need? You know, blah blah blah. You know, running video game card events. You know, like Retro Playground. I've actually gone to every vendor. Hey, did you make sales? Like, I you know, I don't want to feel like I'm taking your money, and I don't have nothing in return to give you. Like, I feel like bad. I'm like, man, hopefully you make money. Yeah. But every time, I've never had really anyone to tells me like, hey, I actually did have one person, you know, last time, but like you said, you have to be friendly. You have to be inviting. You have to talk to people. 100%. You got to be a salesperson, bro. You know, and I can't blame. 100%. You know, you can't blame customers for not wanting to spend money if you're on your phone and you don't look like you want to talk to them, bro.
100%. At the end of the day, like, I always like to say, it's this business or vending business. A lot of people, customers or friends or whatever, that people around you that start off as customers and come to these shows and they say, oh, I think I can do this too. But they don't have the, you know, the charisma. They don't have the friendliness, the talkativeness. Like, I always try to say that a lot of people see this as monkey see, monkey do. Like, it's not as easy as you think it is. Like, at the end of the day.
And then also think, you know, what you're saying, monkey see, monkey do. You also got to think about it, the motives, bro. The motives behind of why a person's doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
If the motives are wrong, bro, you start off wrong, it's going to be hard to get right.
100%.
You know, you got to see, like you said, monkey see, monkey do. Oh, he can do it, I can do it, and I'm going to charge this, and I'm going to charge that. And dude, it's bad, bro. It's bad business, dude. 100%. It's super bad business.
100%.
But you were saying?
Yeah, so like, I don't know, like, I just feel like, again, like the monkey see, monkey do. Like, at the end of the day, like, we're vendors. Take it like we're car salesmen. What does a car salesman do? They sweet talk you. They try to convince you why you should buy this car. You have to play that same role when you're a vendor. Be polite.
Yeah.
Hey, I love your shirt, bro. Yeah. You know, like, say little things like that. It's not that
Compliments,
hard. Yeah, compliment the person, even if they don't buy. Like, I always
just have a conversation.
Yeah,
right?
Have a conversation. Like, if you see the guy wearing an anime shirt and you know the anime, be like, dude, I love that anime.
Yeah.
Sparks up a conversation. Honestly, I had this happen a couple times actually myself. Some people just walk by and they don't buy anything, but the percentage of them wanting to buy something changes the moment you actually say, hello, how are you doing? I love your shirt. Dude, I love that anime. I go for the Dodgers too. That's sick. spark up the conversation.
But keep it genuine. Don't lie, right?
No, yeah. Keep it genuine. Obviously, like know what you're talking about.
Of course. Like hey man, I like the Dodgers. Just name 3 players.
Yeah, they're gonna be like Messi, Cristiano. Like, come on, bro. Like be obviously be knowledgeable.
If you know, talk about it. Bro.
If you know, talk
have
about
a common ground.
Yeah, exactly. So like, 100%. I mean, obviously, if you're selling Pokemon cards and a dude walks by and he doesn't even like see your table, but you greet him, and then you see he's wearing a Charizard shirt. Yeah. Spark up a conversation. Yeah. That's gonna change the odds of that person buying something 100%, off of your table. 100%. And it has happened to me a lot where I'll test it out myself. I won't say anything. They'll pass by. And then someone else passes by and I see they're about to leave my table without even looking at it. I go, oh, I love your shirt, bro. And they'll be like, oh, thanks, man. Do you like this anime? And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, yeah, bro. And then they'll start looking at your binders while they're talking to you. Mm-hmm. And then they see something they actually want and they buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's always just about being friendly, talking to people. Yeah. You gotta put in the work. Yeah. You gotta talk out there. You gotta be talkative. And that's kind of why I love doing this, because before I did this, I was a streamer. Mm-hmm. I was streaming on Whatnot. And one of the things I loved doing on Whatnot was always just talking. Like, I have a memorable stream that there was this one time where I went live around 4 p.m. and it didn't finish till 2 a.m. I didn't sell one single thing. But the entire time I had a concurrent of 30 plus viewers. Because we're just talking. That's it. It's just about the conversations. Like, if someone comes to me at my booth, and if you've come to my booth before, if you spark up a conversation about anime, forget it. I'm going to be there like hours and end talking about anime because I love anime. Yeah. So that's what Yeah.
And that's a good problem to have, man. Sometimes, even when we've done the night markets, when I've done, conventions with Game Tower. By the way, shout out to Game Tower, Elliot. Dude, sometimes you have a conversation with one person, and I feel like someone else notices that. They want to talk to you. Yeah. And I feel bad because I'm trying to have 3-4 conversations. They say something, and I'm not even trying to ignore them, but you kind of do because there's so much going on, bro. 100%. And then you got people talking, and you got so much going on that you're like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. And, and that's a good problem to have, because people know. People are going to, they're gonna see like, oh, man, this guy's 100%. Friendly. This guy's, So one of the things you said that stood out to you was the fact that they brought a water and some snacks. That stood out to you. That was completely different.
That was
game changer.
That was a game changer. I've never ever done a show where they actually did that. That was the first time I had done a show where they did something like that, and that was very memorable because to me that shows the hospitality that the owners of the show have. Yeah. They actually care. Yeah. I'm not saying the other shows don't care about their people. Of course. But it's just
that's innovating.
It's just innovating, like adding another extra step. Yeah. Why these vendors are gonna sign up back to the show. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because some vendors have bad experience. Not all of us make money. Some of us don't. And it's just part of the game. Yeah. But
you win some, you lose some,
exactly. Bro. But what's going to bring so-and-so back? Little things like that. A little water bottle here, snack here. Maybe not even that. Maybe just the host walking around saying, hey, how's everything going?
Yeah, bro.
Just that.
Shake your hand. Hey, what's up, man? I'm blah-da-da-da, right? Yeah. 100%. Exactly. What's another thing that stood out to you at a card show?
Actually having actual security that actually pays attention, because there's a lot of shows that have security, but they're just probably like their friend that put on a security shirt and he's just walking around. Like, nah, man, let's have some actual professional trained professional securities, because
that's hilarious.
Like, bro. I get it. Oh, like, word. It's pricey, it could get expensive, but like, come on,
come on, bro. You have to pay to play. That's the thing. You have to pay to play, bro.
Again, and I bring this up again. It's probably the 3rd or 4th time that I bring this up. We're in a day and age where, unfortunately, robberies are at an all-time high, and people are just stealing left and right, whether it's in the show, in the parking lot.
Let me ask you something though. Here's a thought. I think people in LA are built different, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Has any I don't know, maybe you know more than me, you're involved in more shows. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anyone get robbed in LA. Okay. I have seen them get robbed maybe like on the east side, maybe on the north side, on the south side, but I've never seen anyone. I feel like the dudes in LA will be like, it's on, bro. Like, you're not gonna come up to somebody from LA, bro, and rob them. I mean, has anyone been robbed? And I get it, break-ins for sure. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you pull up to look, I'm aware, bro. If I'm pulling, obviously I don't have that thousands worth of inventory, but when I'm loading up, bro, I'm aware, bro, of my surroundings. 100%. I'm not just like, oh, I'm on my phone, right? I haven't seen anyone get robbed in LA. I feel like people in LA are built different, bro.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've spoken about this a little bit of myself on my pod.
Yeah.
Where unfortunately you're in a place where you have to have a little bit of street smart. I mean,
true.
We both grew up in that kind of environment, so
true.
I know that to have my eyes everywhere at all times, especially when
you have to be engaged, bro.
Yeah,
what's going on, bro?
Like I'm not trying to like knock the people that got their stuff robbed in parking lots.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like I understand, I get it, but you also have to have precautions. Like you have to be aware of your surroundings. You got to make sure.
Yeah,
no
I think
one's
people got too
following
comfortable,
you.
bro,
Yes.
carrying thousands of dollars.
People are getting.
Gravy,
People had
bro.
gotten very comfortable, just like offloading, maybe even walking a little bit and leaving their cars open. Like, no, guys, don't do this.
Let me tell you something though. Here's another thing. Forget the Pokemon aspect. Have you ever got robbed in LA?
So, I've been attempted. Someone attempted 2 times,
but they never did, right?
They never did it.
That's what I'm saying. Like people are built different, bro. Like I remember growing up, someone wanted to take my skateboard.
Yeah,
and they punched me a couple times in the back. I popped my skateboard and I swung it back. And I'm like, you're gonna try to take it from me? You're gonna take it the hard way.
100%.
But I feel like people from LA are built different.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think they're street smart, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
They're hustlers.
They're hustlers.
I mean, everyone's vending, bro. Everyone's a hustler, bro.
You have to have a little bit of street smart in the sense of just being aware of your surroundings. You know, like, and if you're not about that life, I understand it 100%.
Yeah.
But don't be scared if you see someone 3, 4 cars, 5 cars away from you offloading too. Go up to them. Be like, hey, can we buddy system? Like, can we walk in together?
Hey, can you look out for me, bro?
Yeah, like don't be shy. Like, don't be shy. Talk to. If you're not street smart, it's 100% understandable. But talk to the
or
other
be
people.
humble enough to be like, hey, bro, can you keep an eye out for me, bro?
Yeah.
While like, yeah,
100%.
Can you watch my table? Can you watch my stuff? Right,
Yeah,
100%, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, that's definitely. Anything else that stood out to you from all these other card shows, bro?
As far as like hospitality, that's probably like the biggest thing that I've seen. Other than that, like everything's just been whatever I pretty much said so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I want to share a couple things, man, that we have planned for Card World.
Yeah.
And because you have a lot. A couple is just, an understatement. You have over 15 shows under your belt, bro. Here's a mission and the vision for Card World, bro. All right, because I wanted to kind of pick your brain to see what stood out. Yeah. The waters, everything you shared is very important. So the mission and the vision, we want to incorporate, and obviously we have families that come into the shows. We have kids that come in, to come into these card shows. Our mission statement, for sure, number one, we have 4 of them. The number one mission statement is to always keep our tables very competitive, right? So that if we have somebody who's growing up, a 14, 15-year-old, 16, teenager who wants to vend with his father's maybe not into it, his parents are probably not into it, but they can't afford it. Like, why would we pay $150 for you to resell your Pokemon, right? We want to keep it very competitive. That's our mission statement. Number one, right, is to keep it very competitive. Number 2, we plan to get a percentage of the profits of the show, right, to help the community, whether it's getting 20% from the profit of the show. Let's just say a hypothetical number. We get $100. We get 15%, 20%, and use that. We use $20, whatever it is, right? Let's just say we made $100.
Yeah.
We use 20% of whatever we make to feed homeless, to go out there and give to people who need it. We're thinking about doing toy drives for Christmas. We're thinking about feeding the homeless on Skid Row for Thanksgiving. Right, we feel like maybe every once in a while. I had a talk with this one guy who I already mentioned it to him. He's like, "Hey, man, what's the plan for Card World?" I told him, "Look, man, we plan on going like to the border, to Tijuana, to different places where there is need.
Yeah,
maybe you don't have a new toy, maybe you don't have a new pair of shoes, but you have old clothes. So you know what? I want to recycle them.
Yeah,
we're gonna pick them up. We'll have a bin and we'll pick them up, and we'll use some of the percentage of that to take these things to people that have a need. That's state mission number 2. Number 3 will be every show is always going to be free, right? We're not going to charge people. Obviously, we're going to try our best, like Genesis does, to try and have free parking free entry, right? We're trying to keep that as much as possible, right? We're gonna have no early bird, none of that stuff to try to make extra money, bro, from people, from vendors. First come, first serve. I've always believed that's always been the best, bro.
Yeah.
No charging anything else outside of that. And always have live auctions, like you said, and always have giveaways, always give back to the community
100%.
and to little kids who
100%.
probably want to get into the hobby. And maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
The last time we had a show, we had a mom and a dad who had no idea what this was. You know, but we had a couple of games. We had rock, paper, scissors. We were giving some giveaways. Yeah. And you know, and the dad says, hey, when do you guys host this again? Yeah. They're asking me, like, hey, when do you guys do this again? So overall, we want to, let's just say we don't give out to the homeless this month, right? But we give a couple percentages and we ask people, hey, you know what would you, go buy stuff from vendors and we'll give away to a kid. Maybe we see a kid that doesn't have packs, that doesn't have an ETB, and we'll give them an ETB. 100%. We'll give them a slab, right? And that is what we're trying to do. That's a mission statement and a vision that we have for Card World, man. Any feedback on any of that?
No, I love everything you said, and I agree with everything you're saying. I think that's definitely going to put you guys and make you guys stand out a lot. It's a lot different from what I'm normally used to with other shows and stuff. And I love it. I love the vision. I love everything that you guys are standing for. I love everything about it. At the end of the day, like when you emphasize the kids, I think at the end of the day, everybody needs to understand that this is a kid's, pretty much this is their stuff. Like this is what they want to do, and this is what we grew up as kids doing. So at the end of the day, we have to incorporate the kids because they are the future of this and the future of everything. And I think that it's most important to have the kids have more fun. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I mean, they're trading cards. It's cardboards for kids. Yeah. 100%, you know what I mean? Yeah.
100%, man. You know, and I'm thinking about also, let's just say we won't have, you know, an entry fee, but we'll have a box and say, you know, for Christmas, you want to do a toy drive. Bring a toy, bro. Yeah. Maybe you can give an ETB. Or maybe you have, you know, like you could go to Ross, bro, buy a $3 toy. And we'll get these toys. We'll make a video that says, hey, you know, today we're going to go maybe down to Compton, bro. Maybe South Central, bro, where there's little kids who can afford Pokemon, bro. And maybe we'll introduce them to Pokemon. Maybe 100%. We can give them away free T-shirts, you know, like my buddy, he made this shirt, bro. Maybe have him give us a couple T-shirts and give them out there to people who are in need, man. 100%. So that is one of the things that we wanted to separate ourselves, maybe even give to a cause, bro, maybe to autism, maybe to cancer, whatever it is, but always be able to give something back to the community 100%. And impact 100%. The community. You know, that's one of the mission statements and the vision for this. And I remember when I brought it up to one of my buddies who, you know, we're kind of collaborating with, he says, dude, that's a game changer. It is. You know, he says, it's different, bro. He says, because everyone is this. Gimme. 100%. I want to charge you for this. I want to charge you for parking. I want to charge you. And I get it, bro. Yeah. If that's what you stand for, I have nothing against it, bro. 100%. More to you, bro. But we want to give to the people, bro. Like I said, I want to use either a 25, depending on the numbers, but we agreed we're going to give back to the community, bro. 100%. Give to little kids, bro. Like, I really would want to go, you know, to the projects in Pacoima, bro, and have these little kids and maybe even invite them, hey, we're having a card show next time. You want to get into it? Maybe their parents can't afford Pokemon, but they love Pokemon, right? And maybe they can't afford it, bro. Hey, look, we're having a show. Bring your son. It's free. But to get you started, here's a little Pokemon toy. Yeah. You know, and then get him involved. And, you know, that's going to make his day. And he's going to remember that. And he's going to remember, man, you know, like, hey, I went to this card show called Card World, right? And that was a hand-on-hand playing is we're going to use the Card World to affect the real world. So our slogan, we were thinking about slogans, is like, well, you know what? The world is in your hands. You decide what you want to do with life. You decide what you want to do with your money. But that was one of the slogans that we wanted to do. And one of the visions, bro, is to give back. Yeah. You know, and
I like that. I like that slogan.
No one knows yet, but this weekend, tomorrow's Friday. So this weekend, I'm going to do my first round, bro, of going out there to give people that are in TJ, to give them clothes, bro. So my girl already packed up a bag of our old clothes, and I have a couple friends out there who are in Tijuana, and there's a lot of people who get deported, bro, and they're homeless, dude. And I didn't even know how crazy the need was. Yeah. And we're gonna go out there, and I'm giving them a bunch of like Card World shirts, my shirts, shoes, and pants that I have that I'm no longer using. They're in good condition, bro. I'm like, you know what? I wanna be about it, bro. I don't want to just say I'm and we're gonna show you the proof. Like, hey, this is what we did.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it to get a like or to get the exposure. Like, oh no. This is, I've always had a burden, and I've always had like a passion to give away, like to people in need.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I came from that. I wish somebody would go to where I was living in the projects and give me a Pokemon pack or Pokemon toy.
100%.
You know. And going out there, maybe vendors want to get involved. And then look, I'll have like a charity thing where say, hey, if you want to give more than $85, you're more than welcome to. And every dollar that you give, just know that I'll give the receipts. I'll get the receipts. We'll go to Ross. We'll go to Didi's. We'll pick up Pokemon toys, Legos, and we'll take the picture and we'll take the videos and we'll make a little mini documentary series and talk about how we, Card World, went out there and gave away. And maybe
100%.
vendors want to get involved, bro. I'm with that all day, every day.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
So anything you want to share or tell us, bro, your experience, you know, trying to launch this, you know, Card World, because a lot of people are probably, I feel like a lot of people think that it's mine. They can, you know, and obviously it's promoted as like it's mine.
Yeah.
But as a marketing coordinator, that's my job.
Yeah, 100%.
It's to promote it. It's
100%.
to push it, right?
Yep.
But it's a round table, so it's not just me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys are in the right. You guys are steering in the right direction. I think everything you guys are standing for is definitely something different and a game changer. It's definitely gonna change a lot, and it's gonna change it in a positive way. Maybe this would even influence other shows to start doing something similar. At least because I do appreciate that, you know, you're helping the need, you're helping the kids, you're helping the families in Tijuana. Obviously, we're both Latinos. You know, I feel bad for everything that's going on right now in the world. So 100%, man. Like, giving back to the community is my number one thing too. If I ever blow up on the social media space, is giving back. Yeah. I mean,
I've seen you give away slabs. Yeah, I've seen you give away slabs.
I try to give away as much as I can. Obviously, you know, everything's always appreciated. When I got a lot of homie vendors that give me some slabs and they tell me give it away to the kids. And you know, I stream my shows that I do, and I'm always giving back to the little kids. You know, I always to the little kids, always. You know what I mean?
It makes their day, man.
Yeah, it literally, guys, like it's a $5, $10, $15, $20 slab that you probably don't even think is like worth selling or anything. Then give it away. It'll make a little kid's day. I promise you.
And it's gonna make that little kids remember, like, man, I went to the show and
and it's not even about, like you said, it's not even about the likes. It's not about getting the views or anything. Yeah. It's just you being genuine, man, and showing the love and appreciation to everybody, and especially the kids, because obviously kids don't have money. Yeah, we're adults. We do have money.
Yeah, and then you know, going to the money. Yeah, there's some adults that don't have money. Yeah, and their little kids are looking at other little kids like, man, I wish I had Pokemon. Yeah, I wish I had a pack. 100%. And I can't even imagine. I remember growing up, and I was like, man, I always wanted to buy packs, but I couldn't afford them. I'm like, my mom couldn't afford them. Yeah, it's either we eat or we gonna get the Pokemon pack or we eat. Yeah, so we chose to eat. Bro. Yeah. And I wish somebody was out there giving, like, hey, man, you know, we'll give you a free little pack, and I could let the parents know, hey, look, it's free. First 36 people in line get a free pack. We'll give giveaways. We'll give raffles absolutely free, bro, and give back to the community. Because I've seen a lot of little kids, bro, in the projects, and who doesn't know Pikachu? 100%. Right? Everyone knows Pikachu, 100%. Bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if we can make their day for Christmas, bro, for Thanksgiving, dude, even a homeless man, you know, if you don't have money to give, maybe you have a little can of food, bro. Bring it. We'll do like a food drive, bro. We'll go out there and we'll feed the homeless, bro, and we'll give them, you know, something 100%. To eat, man.
Yeah, I mean, Card World, it's on the way, man. I can't wait to see it flourish and blossom into what it's gonna become. Very, very excited, super excited, and hopefully I can be a part of it too as well. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, honestly. Bro. I'm excited, dude. You know, like as a marketing coordinator, bro, I feel like it you know, it's I've always coming out with ideas. I'm printing. I mean, this is my laboratory here, bro. This is where all the magic happens, bro. But anything else you want to share, bro, before anything personal, any piece of advice you want to give the community out there, bro?
I mean, honestly, guys, my piece of advice is just be yourself, be genuine, be nice to each other. You know, if you want to be a vendor, just make sure that you got to put in the work. Don't just think that because you see us make money or we take pictures of all the money laid out and what we're buying and selling. Like, just because you see that, don't think that all of that actually goes into your pockets profitable. No, a lot of those $100 that you see all these people post, maybe 10, 50, $100 goes into their pocket, and the rest is what they put in.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you just, have fun with it. Have fun with it. Do it for the right reasons. Don't be greedy. Greed is very bad. I get it. At the end of the day, it is a business, and we got to make money and all that stuff. Of course. But make sure that your principles are aligned. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as your principles are aligned, it should be okay. And, if you're watching this and you also think like you're hesitant or you're scared, you're shy to start something, whether it's vending or promoting or doing a show, just do it. Mm-hmm. Just do it. At the end of the day,
reach out to JK, reach out to myself, reach out to Game Tower, reach out to even to LA Card Fest, bro. That's why I stay with them, bro. Yeah. They're so down to earth. They'll reply, dude. Yeah. This guy will reply.
100%.
LA Card Fest will reply. Game Tower will reply. Tag them. These guys will repost you, dude. Tag me. I'll repost you. But just
like, it's funny because there are some like big vendor influencers that are having some heat right now because they're charging for like a class to teach you how to vend. Like, dude, like, come on, like what does greed look like? That's what it looks like. I mean, at the end of the day,
that's crazy.
This is all I'm telling you. Like he said, DM us. It's free. I'm always spitting free game to everybody.
Yeah, same here. I tell everyone, look, I go through DMs, tag me, I'll look at it. Yeah. It'll notify me, and I'll repost it. 100%. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to like someone's post either, bro. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's so many friends and people you can't do it to everyone. But if you tag us, hey, bro, I'm promoting this show. Can you help me promote it? Yeah, bro. What doesn't cost us anything, bro? Yeah. So, like you said, man, be genuine, man. But I just want to thank you again, bro, for coming onto the pod, bro, and sharing your knowledge, dude. And I don't think this is going to be the only episode, bro. We're going to have to run a couple more, dude.
100%.
I know you have a lot of knowledge
100%.
within the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
All right, Chad. Thank you for sticking until the end, man. If you want to go ahead and follow us. We'll have all the information. Or you can come to the 101 Night Market every single Friday the entire summer. And we might keep running it, bro.
Yeah.
Because the owner says, hey, are you guys going to shut it down, or are you guys gonna keep coming?
Nah, we're gonna keep coming.
I think we're gonna keep coming.
We're gonna keep coming. Right? We're building a nice little community there, and the people are loving it. So
100%. You get your regulars now, huh?
Yeah, 100%. So like I'm telling y'all, 101. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah,
we're helping each other build a community there, and I love to see it. I love to see the more people coming in every Friday. There is always more and more and more people coming. So
I know it's funny because people come and ask for you when you're not there.
Yeah,
like, hey, where's your One Piece? I'm like, that's the other guy. I know. I'm just Pax, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. And then he comes back again. He's like, oh man, that's right. He's not here. Like, nah, people just they already know, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like that just comes down to building a community, being nice, being genuine with each other, being
be humble.
Yeah, be humble,
bro. Big time, man. Yeah. Well, we just want to thank you guys for sticking until the end of this podcast, man. Johnny here and JK Collectibles. We hope to catch you on the next one. Retro Ground and JK Collectibles out. Peace out, guys. To the next one.
Laters. Thank you, guys.